Hi everyone, it is Tara coming to you from Dauphin Public Library with another junior book review. So before I get to that, I'd first like to acknowledge that the land I am on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Anishinaabe, Métis, and Oceti-Sakowin, and is Treaty 2 land. Okay, so the book that I am talking about today is The Case of Windy Lake. By Michael Hutchinson, and it is the first book in a new series called the Mighty Muskrats series. So I'm just going to read from the back to tell you about the book because honestly, they've done a really good job of summarizing. So, the mighty muskrats won't let a mystery go unsolved. Sam, Otter, Atim, and Chickadee are four inseparable cousins growing up on the Windy Lake First Nation, nicknamed the Mighty Muskrats for their habit of laughing, fighting, and exploring together. The cousins find that each new adventure adds to their reputation. When a visiting archaeologist goes missing, the cousins decide to solve the mystery of his disappearance. In the midst of community conflict, family concerns, and environmental protests, the four get busy following every lead. From their base of operations in a fort made out of an old school bus, the Mighty Muskrats won't let anything stop them from solving their case. Okay, so this book, it is a winner of a Second Story Press Indigenous Writing Contest. It is also on the list for the Mercas this year, which is one of the reasons why I chose to read it, as well as it was a book that I chose to read due to a book reading challenge as well. So the two of those together is what spurred me on. Plus, Michael Hutchinson is now also on the CTV morning show, which I watch sometimes. So one morning he was talking about his book series, so I had to go check that out as well. Anyway, back to the book. So when I started reading this book, I had a little bit of trouble because I felt like I was missing something like the first book, so I kept checking to make sure this really was the first book in the series. Because it just kind of delved into their lives without, I felt like they had other adventures and mysteries. So I felt like I'd missed out. But it is done kind of in a way like a mystery series on TV, where you don't get the full backstory when you start a show, right? You've got to keep watching, and they keep going back and giving you more clues about their lives and their history and stuff. So as the book developed, I definitely got to know the Mighty Muskrats a little bit better, as well as all the other characters from the community of the Windy Lake First Nation. It's a really good book. Once I got into it, I didn't want to put it down. And I really want to read, I believe book 2 and 3 is already out, so I will be checking those out. These four cousins are amazing. There's a lot that happens in this book, and it's all happening at once in this community, which is life, right? You don't get one problem thrown at you and you get to finish that problem before the next thing comes at you. So in amongst them searching for this archaeologist, they're also dealing with elders and how the elders don't share all the information because you're just not ready for it. You haven't proven yourself yet to get all the information. There's also an environmental protest by their older cousin, and she is just on this amazing journey protesting against the contamination of the water on the reserve, and very powerful and worthwhile protest, of course. And it just was such a great book because there was just so much coming at you. I can't wait to read book 2 and 3, and I strongly recommend taking a look at this book, checking it out, and delving into the Mighty Muskrats. I think if you do, you will really and truly enjoy getting to know this community and these kids. Oh, and their old school bus fort headquarters. The child in me was so jealous of this fort that they have. And then the mom in me is like, oh, don't cut your leg and be careful and something bad could happen. So two conflicting things, but totally jealous. Would have loved a fort like this when I was a kid. Yeah, it's a good book. It's a really good book. So I strongly recommend that you take a look at this one. Until next time, bye for now.